Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show as we get set for the 2023 high school football season. He is the head coach of the Hillcrest Trojans, Travis Carter, joining us here on the program. And Coach, man, it is about to get real around here with week 0 coming up next week. Before we talk about your opener against Riverside Poly, a game that's going to be on Riverside TV, I should add, you got a scrimmage this week. I know you're going to be at Colton High School. In any scrimmage, what are you just hoping to see out of your team? What can you guys accomplish in a scrimmage so you guys feel good going into that first game against the Bears?
Yeah, well, hey, first off, Pep, thanks for having us on, man. We appreciate you. But, yeah, going into a scrimmage, you're just, number one, you want to get out there, make sure both teams stay healthy. But you want to see what, your guys are made of. So we got, obviously our returners, we have a pretty good idea what they can do. But we got some young guys that we're looking to step up, and a lot of empty spots, a lot of position battles where we're still trying to determine, who's going to be the starter at, some key spots. So really it's just, it's an opportunity to see what we got against, another team. You get into camp and you're kind of grinding against each other every day. And at some point the kids get sick of hitting each other and, they need to go out and play somebody else. But yeah, we're scrimmaging, Thursday over there at Colton. With Ray Rodriguez, who does a great job over there. So we're excited.
All right, Coach, that first game against Riverside Poly, whether you're playing Riverside Poly or anybody else, tell me, why is it important just to maybe get some victories under your belt early on in the season before you get to River Valley League plays? Can you ride that momentum? Can you build some confidence? Why is it important early on in the season to maybe get a couple dubs?
Yeah, I think, obviously they're all important, but just looking at the first one, it's like you want to go into the season just kind of with that confidence boost and, kind of get a little bit of, swagger to the kids. Just kind of, game one's always an important one. Kind of sets the tone for the rest of the season. Doesn't necessarily make or break you. You could start out hot and then, finish slow and vice versa. So, but it is an important one. You want to, get out on the right foot.
Coach, going back to last season, you guys made it to the playoffs. You won a playoff game. How many guys are back from that team from last year?
So we got a good bunch coming back from that playoff spot. Really some guys in some key spots, but then we got a whole lot of guys that were kind of just role players on that team, or maybe they were second teamers, special teams guys who were kind of stepping up, into their new roles. So, yeah, last year's team, made the playoffs. Unfortunately, we didn't make a run very far, but that was last year. We like to tell kids that, each year's team is going to kind of create their own identity, especially that senior class is going to leave their impact on, this football team, so last year's team kind of had their own unique identity, and I'm kind of excited to see what our team's identity, moving forward is going to be, and kind of how, our seniors especially are going to impact that.
So a team's identity, do you feel like those early games, including Riverside Poly in week 0, does that kind of help form that identity of this year's team? You're like, okay, what are we going to be about? Like, let's go show on the field what this team is going to be about in those early games. Does that kind of dictate what the identity might be for this team?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You're going to find out, real quick, either you're going to confirm what you already knew about the team or what you thought you knew. And then, the fun part is when, guys positively surprise you and can come out and, make some plays that maybe you didn't expect, or maybe just some sleepers out there. But yeah, really it kind of starts early on in the off season with, who's going to step into those leadership roles in the weight room and, in the off season conditioning program and stuff like that. But yeah, it's, real football's around the corner, and, I know the kids are excited. I know I'm excited. So we're ready.
Coach, if you were going to point to a certain, a position or a unit, maybe the offensive line or whatever, what do you think this team might be strong at?
Definitely, we're strongest up front with our offensive line this year. So we're returning 4 kids who started a decent amount of varsity games. So starting, left to right, our left tackle, Aaron Candia, he played a bunch last year. Our left guard, Elias Capote, he played a bunch last year. Our center's a 3-year starter, Christian Benitez. He was all CIF kid last year. At right guard, we got a couple kids battling it out, a sophomore, junior, a couple young kids. But and then at right tackle, we got a kid, Jose Beltran, who started a few games last year, had some injuries, but overall we're pretty comfortable with the experience at that spot. But even there, we feel we're strongest at that spot right now. But we're still trying to find, a piece here or there, and the backups and all that type of stuff.
Coach, his name is escaping me. I'm looking at your roster. Who was the kid? He was a receiver last year as a sophomore, and he just like burst onto this scene. Like he just like blew up. He's having some huge games in league play.
Yeah, so that was Julian Sandoval. So, and it's funny, his dad's actually our offensive line coach. So I mean, you could tell he's a coach's kid because he plays the game, high IQ level. But then you could tell his dad was an offensive line coach because he's tough, he's not soft. But yeah, he had a big year last year in that second half, especially in league. I think he had a couple games where, he had, 2 or 3 touchdowns apiece. So, and he's developed even more. I mean, he's going to be better this year, I believe, really just because of his work ethic. So we're excited to see what, he brings to the team this year. And we got some other weapons as well. So we're excited.
Speaking of those other weapons, of course you just mentioned Julian, but who are some of the other guys? Just do a little name dropping real quick. Offensively, who are some of the guys we're going to be talking about?
Yeah, so offensively at running back, it's going to be Robert Bustamante, who got, he kind of split time at that spot last year, did a really solid job. He's also going to be playing some inside linebacker and a ton on defense. We're also going to have Alfredo Vences playing running back, Jacob McDowell playing running back. Jacob's also going to be playing some slot receiver. We kind of, move him around a bunch. Our other receivers are going to be Chad Phillips and Nick Shaw, who's going to be, I think, kind of another sophomore who's going to hopefully burst onto the scene this year.
Ideally, Coach, you'd love to have guys, just play on offense or just play on defense. But if you got a stud football player, are you like, man, let's go Iron Man. You're going to play offense. You're going to play defense. You're going to be on special teams. I mean, if you've got a great player, do you just try to find ways to get them on the field for, a ton of snaps?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we obviously, our kind of style of play, how we play offense, we like to kind of push the tempo a little bit. So we try to avoid having everyone playing both ways, just, so we stay fresh and we can play fast. But yeah, there's certain guys you just want to keep on the field. So, I mean, one of our guys, Matt Ramos, who's, in the mix at quarterback, him and Christian Alvarado are going to be, taking our quarterback reps this year. But he's one of those kids that, hey, we can't just have him on the sideline when offense isn't out there. So he'll be playing some DB, some corner, some safety, and, some kick returns. And, he'll bug me and, huddled message me at night, hey, coach, can I play receiver too and do this? So just, young kid that wants to compete. So we're excited, just kind of see what he brings to the table. I think he's going to be a pretty dynamic kid.
I'm going to say you probably don't mind those late night texts if your players are thinking about, man, how can I help this team? How can I get better? How can I help coach?
Yeah, no, that's what you want. It's like you try to tell them like, hey, I'm never going to get mad at you for asking. If you're trying to get on the field, like that's the attitude we want.
Coach, I'm looking at your non-league schedule. You play some good teams. I know you had, Grand Terrace last year. They were strong. Tockwitz, in fact, I think that one went down to the wire with Tockwitz last year. And let's see, Tockwitz, Grand Terrace, you got Redlands, Lakeside. Of course, you open up with Poly. How do you think those games will prepare you? Do those teams maybe run different offenses or give you different looks before you get to league play?
Yeah, so, I mean, the offenses, everyone kind of runs, schematically, everything's kind of similar with everyone.
Except for
obviously,
Novi.
Norda Vista is an outcast.
Yeah.
Grand Terrace runs some double wing. It's a little bit different than Norda Vista, but it does help us a little bit. Lakeside in the past was, fullback tight end, kind of old school smash mouth football. So that I think helped us a little bit getting ready for that Norda Vista game. But yeah, it's going to be hard telling. I know Paulie's going to be, new head coach. So it's kind of we don't know what they're going to be, what type of a style they're going to be. I know they got some good players. I know they're going to be well coached. But really, yeah, I think, we wanted to schedule Poly. It's a Riverside school. I'd like to try to keep as many, local rivalries, either keep them going or get them started, as being one of the newer high schools in Riverside. And then obviously like Redlands, one of the oldest schools around as well. So yeah, we're excited about our non-league schedule. Grand Terrace is going to be a tough team, Tockwitz. And and hopefully that, prepares us for our league. I think the River Valley League is going to be strong this year again. Obviously I think, Ramona's the champs. Everybody's kind of got a target on their backs. I saw them over the summer. They're, everyone's talking about how they lost a lot of guys. I mean, they got a ton of talent still. And obviously Norte Vista is very talented. Patriot's going to be very talented. I know La Sierra, Arlington going to be much improved. So it's going to be fun, because this is our last ride in the River Valley this year.
Are you guys moving to the old rain cross?
Yep. Yeah, we got the boot. So us in Arlington are going to the rain cross after this year. But yeah, people always ask me how I feel about it. It's like, I'll deal with that next year.
Yeah, exactly. Just deal with what's in front of you right now, right? and take care of that. Well, Coach, listen, I really appreciate the time. You've always been so generous with your time to hop on this show, on Riverside TV, whatever the case may be. We're just big high school football fans. We're big Hillcrest fans, so I really appreciate it, Coach.
Yeah, no, thank you guys, man. I love what you guys do for the kids. Riverside TV, Inland Sports Show, the coverage we get in this area is pretty phenomenal. So appreciate you.
We love it, man. Travis Carter, the head football coach for Hillcrest here on the Inland Sports Show.
Thanks, Pat.
Inland